What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I feel like it's been ages since I've just sat down and talked to you guys. The last couple of videos on the channel were vlogs, and don't get me wrong, those are just fantastic. I love putting that part of the content out for you, but I'm so glad to be back to these kind of videos where I just chat with you and connect with you on a whole other level. So coming to the topic of this video, months ago I put out tons of videos on what you can do to make your application better, how do you apply to colleges, blah blah blah. And now the time has come where a bunch of you are finally starting to get your offer letters.
Yes! Yes! No, I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Okay.
Too many tabs open.
Go.
Decision letter. Decision letter.
I've been admitted!
Oh!
I got it!
From different colleges. And it's kind of like one of those things, just more problems, when we didn't get the offers, it was like, well, is the college gonna accept me? Am I gonna get in? And now it's like, okay, so what do I choose? And that is what I want to talk about in this video. So when you have multiple college offers, how should you make that decision? Because it is an important one. You'll be spending 4 years or 2 years or 5-6 years of your life in this university, and you want to make sure that it's the best decision, that you don't go and regret later on in life. So in this video, we're going to chat about the factors and the things that you should consider while making this decision. And to make things super simple for you guys, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you guys an Excel spreadsheet so you can make a number-based proper decision before saying yes to that offer letter. So let's get into it. So choosing between colleges is a logical decision, but I think a majority of it is like a gut decision. You really want to feel good about saying yes to that offer. Now if you're someone who lives in the US, who's applying to the US, the best thing I'd say for you to do is visit each college and take a tour and take your time, get to know a feel of the place. But if you're an international student who's applying, it's literally impossible to do this. You can't afford to fly to a whole other country just to visit, get a campus tour. It's just not reasonable. Given the pandemic situations, absolutely not. So how do you make sure you still have that gut feeling within yourself when you're actually saying yes to the college decision? And it's frankly based on qualitative and quantitative things, like what kind of curriculum does that college offer, how are the professors, what kind of facility and infrastructure does the college have to offer to you, what kind of financial aid are they offering, how's the location, and what kind of job opportunities will you be expected to have after you graduate. So let's take a deep dive into each of these factors and get right to the good stuff. So if you're a student who's coming into a potential college, the first thing you'll be asked to do is, check the class roster and see what courses you want to take. What this means is you have to go onto the college website, see what courses you're interested in depending on the degree you want to specialize, take a look at what the college has to offer, and then decide which course you want to take. Now, the best part about this, and not a lot of students know this, is that this part is absolutely free. You don't have to be a student of that university to see the class roster, which means that every single college that you've received the acceptance letter from, you can just go onto their website and check for the courses that they offer. Now, the best part is you'll be able to see before saying yes whether that college offers those courses that you're interested in studying. This is one of the key things, and I see that a lot of students miss it just because they don't know. Now, let's say you're an undecided student who's coming in and you don't know what major you want to take. That brings up the question that what kind of services does the college offer to help you decide? And in your general area of interest, whether it's biology or engineering or business or economics, how does the college help you choose and specify? And in that broad area, what kind of majors does the college offer? The more options, the more choices that you have, the better for you. Now, college isn't like school. I know that teachers in school, you don't really have a choice on who's teaching you, and it's just well, yeah, you go to school, you study, come back home. College is a lot more intense. You really want to make sure that the professor who's teaching you is a well-renowned professor who, you know, knows what he or she is doing. And I don't mean to say anything wrong or you know, undermine their authority and the knowledge that they have. But what you can do to make this decision better is you can go onto website and look at what kind of feedback students have left for certain professors that teach the courses that you're interested in. This way you can see honest reviews, opinions, and basically the goal is to get an overall sense of the quality of education that you would be receiving if you were a student in that college. The biggest pro tip that I can give you guys is that join Facebook pages and Reddit feeds of all the potential colleges that you've received an offer from, because students just interact in those pages, and the idea is you'll be able to get a sense of the culture, the atmosphere, and potentially even, you know, DM one of the students and see from their end what kind of reviews or feedback they have as a student who's studying. Like, all of this I know is a lot of work, but this is the best way that you can get like the first-hand experience from someone who's already there. They won't shy away from telling you stuff that's bad or stuff that's really good, which is exactly what you need in the position that you are right now. Next up, let's talk about facilities and infrastructure. Now, I already said that if you can, I would highly recommend physically visiting the colleges for campus tours, but the last year that we've been in, anything that the pandemic has taught us is that everything and almost anything can be done online, which means that right now almost every single college offers virtual college campus tour. I highly recommend signing up for these. If your college hasn't reached out to you about this already, just send them an email, send it to your department, send it to the admissions council, whoever. Just reach out asking how you can sign up and that you're interested. And once you do, and mind you, this is something that's free, so you know, you don't have to pay anything for this, you don't have to put in your deposit, nothing. This is free. When you sign up for these campus tours, there's a physical person who's kind of like showing you around and telling you stuff about what the campus is, what facilities they offer. This is your time to be super critical. Now, come on, like, don't get me wrong, when you were applying to colleges, it was your need. But right now, you have the offer letter. The ball is in your court. So the colleges are going to lay out the red carpet for you guys. Ask all the kinds of questions you want, be as critical as you can, because they have to convince you to say yes to their college. So, you know, just go all out. And while you're actually taking these college tours, make sure you check, you know, specifics about your department. Ask questions and find out what kind of facilities are there in your departments. Because the years that you'll be spending on campus, you won't just be studying. You'd like to know what kind of extracurricular projects you can be involved in, which comes into play what kind of facilities the college actually invests in. So you want to be able to have plenty of options so that you can, you know, use your skills that you learn in the classroom and put it into real life applications. Being a part of cutting edge technology, cutting edge projects is all what college is about, and it's a wholesome experience. So don't feel, you know, shy or don't be hesitant in asking that part of the stuff during these info sessions that you have with the colleges. Next, let's come to one of the more obvious factors that goes into consideration when choosing the right college: financial aid. Now, this is a tricky one because paying for college can get very expensive very soon. A typical college per year in the US costs roughly $50,000, and a 4-year degree gets you at a price tag of $200,000. That's not a small amount. I mean, not in any way. So it's important to know what kind of financial aid your college is offering you, and you really need to read into the fine print of this. Make sure you and your parents, not just by yourself, read through the fine print, because there's a good chance that different colleges have different aspects and, you know, terms and conditions for their financial aid. Maybe a college has agreed to give you financial aid for all 4 years. That's great. But what if the college says that will only give a certain amount for 1 year and then it decreases the next few years? Or what if they say that there's a fixed amount for year 1, and to qualify for years 2, 3, and 4, you have to maintain a certain grade? Or worst case, they say, well, we don't offer any financial aid. Like, what do you do then? So it's really important that you get down into these nitty-gritty details and see what each college has to offer. Now, coming down to the worst case scenario, like what happens if a college just outright says that we're not going to provide anything. Does that mean, you say no to that college entirely? I'm going to be a little biased. Now, I'm going to say this, that if this is a dream college of yours and they have not provided you with any financial aid, you need to weigh out the long-term benefits of attending that college and the possibilities of supporting yourself in any other way. I know this is really hard, especially for international students, because the price of the dollar is extremely high. But I've already spoken about a couple things that you can do to earn these kind of scholarships when you attend college, that you can support yourself. But I'm also going to make a video specifically on how you can sustain yourself in college as a student if you don't have financial aid. So if you guys do want to see that video, let me know in the comments below. I'll try to put that out on the channel sooner than later. And if you have any other questions regarding this aspect, because I know that for every student it's different, so it's hard for me to generally address this, feel free to DM me on Instagram. I will try to get back to every single person and give you an answer that specifically helps your need. Alright, so the last factor on our list, and I'm gonna say I've seen so many students just not consider this at all, and it's very easy to miss because this is something that's a long-term factor, and you'll realize this down the road, is location and job opportunities. Now, let me ask you this. What is the purpose of you going to college? For most of the students, it's going to be getting out of college and finding a sustainable job, a job that you love, a job that you can apply your skills that you spent years building in college, right? So to that point, location matters a ton. And I'm gonna give you a simple example to kind of explain what I mean here. Let's say you're a computer science student and you have two offers, one in California, one from, Texas. It's very clear that the one in California has an upper hand than the one in Texas, because remember, like, I haven't even mentioned the universities. It doesn't matter, because California is a huge tech hub for headquarters of giant companies like Facebook, Amazon, Tesla, Google. Like, being physically located in an area that has the companies and the industries that you're interested in can be very beneficial for you, not just in networking, but what if you run into someone who works there at a coffee shop in your normal way to route? You have the opportunity to network, make friends. And that brings me to the last part of the factors to consider, is job opportunities. If you're an international student, we all know how hard it is to find someone who will agree to sponsor you to get a job. But with all the visa restrictions and everything, I'm not going to go into super detail there. You do have some amount of years where you can work on your student visa after you graduate, if you are in the STEM field. Now, the important thing to note is reach out to the international career services of all of these colleges that have offered you admission, and find out from them what kind of companies come to the campus. Do they offer jobs to international students? Ask them for rough metrics of how many people have gotten offers, if they can provide you with a couple students that you can reach out to and talk to them. All of this they will do. And one thing to note here is, when you do reach out to international career services, mention to them that you are an admitted student in this university, not a prospective student. There's a difference. When they know that you have the offer, they're more willing to help you, because they know that any answers that they give will aid in your decision making. But if you're a prospective student, they may not really, provide the same amount of details they would if they knew that you were admitted, because you haven't received that offer letter yet. So that's a small thing to keep in mind, and I know that it went a long way for me. And that officially brings us to the end of this video. Now, if you guys have been watching till this point and haven't subscribed, come on, show some support to the channel. We are growing insanely fast. We're about to hit 20,000 subscribers, and I'm so grateful for the community that we're building. If you are watching this video right now, it means that you're probably in the middle of making decisions. Leave them in the comment below. I'd love to know where everyone has gotten an offer from, and where you guys are debating on going. If you have any questions, leave those in the comments below too. Well, few things. One, we have a huge milestone of 20,000 subscribers coming up on the channel, which means that obviously we're gonna celebrate. So I am doing something that I've never done before. I'm gonna go live on the channel for maybe an hour or so. I'll announce the date and the time when we hit 20,000 subscribers, but keep an eye out for the community tab, because I'm gonna have a poll there to make sure that you know, most of you guys can attend that live session and ask any questions that you want. It's gonna be very soon, so I wanna be as helpful as I can to you guys. You'll be able to directly ask me anything that you want. So yeah, I think I'm pretty excited about that. Second thing, with all the factors that I laid out in this video, I have made an Excel spreadsheet to help you choose with these couple of factors that I pointed out in this video. So the link to that is going to be in the description below. It's completely free. Feel free to use that for as many colleges as you want. It's a metric-based spreadsheet out of 35 points for each college, so you'll be able to see which college ranks the best according to your specifications. So there you go, making things a little bit easy for you guys. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and take care. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.